Good day, everyone. My name is Datoon, and I will be discussing the summary part of a technical document. But before that, let us define first what is summary. So, a summary is a brief statement or a statement of main points, especially as a conclusion to a work. It informs the audience of the main ideas of a longer piece of writing. Essentially, the summary is a short version of a longer text. So, the size of a summary can vary based on the type of writing, but most often they are no longer than a page. So, now let's delve deeper to the summary part of a technical document. So the summary section of a technical document provides a concise overview of the key points. It should be condensed or shortened description of the content of a piece of writing, ensuring that readers can easily grasp the main ideas without reading the entire document. So unlike a review, a summary does not analyze, evaluate, or critique the document. Instead, a summary is meant to inform your reader who has not read the text yet. It gives readers an idea of what the text is all about. So, this part of the paper describes the purpose or main idea of the topic and summarizes the content of the whole document. So, following a good summary, readers will know if they will find the information useful and if reading or viewing the whole document is worthwhile. So, in technical writing, summaries help readers grasp key concepts or points quickly. So, in making or reading technical documents, we will find the following types of summaries in those documents, which then serve different purposes. So we have here the first type of summary that can be found in technical documents, which is the abstract. An abstract is a concise summary that provides an overview of a document's key points, allowing readers to quickly understand its purpose, scope, methodology, findings, and conclusions. This type of summary is usually placed at the beginning of of the document that helps readers to determine if the full text is relevant to their needs. So an abstract should always contain the general information about the topic or the issue. Its content should be clear and straightforward as long as it succinctly communicates the purpose of the document. So we have here two types of abstract and they have different aims. So as a consequence, they have different components and style. So there are two types of abstract, which are the descriptive abstract and the informative abstract. So a descriptive abstract simply describes from the outside point of view of what the report contains. It provides a brief summary of the document's purpose and scope, but does not include results or conclusions. So an descriptive abstract tells you what the research is about, including its purpose, methods, and scope, but it doesn't give any opinions, results, or conclusion. So think of it as a quick preview or outline that helps readers understand what the work covers. It's usually very short, around 100 words or less. Next is we have the informative abstract. So informative abstract is meant to reproduce the report in small, mirroring all the essential features, including the information that can be found in descriptive abstract, which are the purpose, method, scope, and also it includes the results and conclusions of the research and the recommendations of the author. So as we all know, when we read articles, research studies, we can observe that the majority of abstract presented are informative. So while they still do not critique or evaluate a work, they do more than describe it. Informative abstract includes a brief discussion of the background of the research project, its intent, the way you set it up, the procedure you use to carry it out, and the results. So a good informative abstract acts as a surrogate for the work itself. That is, the writer presents and explains all the main arguments and the important results and evidence in the complete article, paper, or book. So before we dive into the standard features of an abstract, let's have first an example of an abstract in a case study. So this case study is entitled An Exploratory Multiple Case Study about Using Game-Based Learning in STEM Classrooms. So this case study will examine whether game-based learning activities had any impacts on students' academic performance and behaviors and what perceptions the teachers had toward implementing games into their classrooms. So in this case study, it involves 101 students wherein they examined academic performance, behavioral changes, and teachers' perceptions. So the findings showed improved student performance and positive behavioral shifts during GBL implementation. Teachers also gain new insights into GBL's effectiveness. So the study concludes with recommendations for integrating GBL into STEM education and future research directions. So as what you have observed here, it presents the problem, the methodology, the purpose, the findings, as well as the conclusions and recommendations. So typically, the abstract can be found at the beginning of the document before the introduction. Now let's delve to the features of an abstract. So writers compose abstracts for professional articles as well as technical reports. But whatever documents they summarize, abstracts have certain standard features. First, they often include much technical detail and a very condensed and highly technical discussion. So it means that abstracts and technical documents contain dense and precise information, often using specialized terminology, which makes them challenging for non experts but ensures efficiency for professionals who need quick and insights. Next is they are typically short from a couple of sentences to about 300 words. So the abstracts are typically concise, ranging from a few sentences to about 300 words. Despite their brevity, they use full sentences and avoid fragmented thoughts or bullet points to maintain clarity and coherence. Next, it is usually written as one paragraph. So, abstracts are usually written as one unified paragraph, ensuring a seamless flow of ideas without unnecessary breaks, making them easier to scan quickly. And lastly, they don't focus on conclusions and recommendations but either give equal value to every part of a report. So instead of emphasizing conclusions or recommendations, abstracts provide a balanced summary of the entire report or highlight key findings. They prioritize conveying the research, technical, or scientific relevance for an expert audience. So now, since we are done discussing the first type of a summary, now let's go to the second type, which is the executive summary. An executive summary is a brief overview of a technical project proposal that highlights the main goals, benefits, and challenges of the project. And it is commonly used in business plans, marketing plans, proposals, and other longer documents to summarize and highlight the main points. So same goes with an abstract. An executive summary summarizes the key points in the report. It restates the purpose and highlight the major points of the document and describes any results, conclusions, or recommendations from the topic. It should include enough information so the reader can understand what is discussed in the full report. Always remember, don't try to cover everything in an executive summary, but include only the most essential information. Also, remember not to write the executive summary until you have written the whole report in its final form, or it may not do justice to the actual report. Remember that readers often do not have much time, so you have to capture their attention quickly and convince them to keep reading. So, I have here an example of a technical document that has an executive summary. So I have an example of a technical document here that has an executive summary, which is a business plan. So it is a business plan of a Sadebing Brewery. So as what you have observed, the executive summary here discusses the vision of the business, the products and the services that will be offered, the target market, the financial prospects, who will be the customers, what makes a business apart from others, and the distribution of goods of the business. Overall, the executive summary here provides a brief yet comprehensive overview of the business, helping stakeholders grasp its potential and strategic direction. So I guess we're done discussing the summary part of a technical document. So always remember that the abstract differs from an executive summary primarily in function and audience. That is, where an executive summary is a synopsis of a report's conclusions, recommendations, and is meant for decision makers, while an abstract is a screening tool that is usually intended for researchers. So, to wrap it up, the summary of any type of technical documents provides the key points, main objectives, essential findings, or recommendations concisely. It helps readers quickly understand the document's purpose, scope, and conclusions without reading the full content. For instance, the summary of technical documents is often found at the beginning, which are the abstract, where it provides a brief overview of the document's content, and executive summary, a more detailed than an abstract may include financial or strategic insight. So good day once again. I am Charmy Datoon, and thank you for listening.